She was still crying when I opened the door. Not loud, not dramatic, the quiet kind that leaks out when someone has already rehearsed the apology and realizes it won't work. Her mascara had collapsed into thin black rivers. She hadn't changed since dinner. Same coat, same perfume, the one I used to recognize as home. "I didn't know where else to go," she said. I did. I stepped aside, not to let her in, to let the hallway light hit her face. I needed to see it clearly, the damage, the calculation behind it. 3 nights ago, she had leaned across a candlelit table and asked me for a reason. One good reason to stay with her. Her voice had been calm, almost bored, like she was already halfway out the door and wanted confirmation that leaving was the right move. I had mirrored her tone. "Can you give me one good reason to stay with you?" Silence. Silverware clinked somewhere behind us. A waiter coughed. I paid my half of the bill, exact change, no tip, and left. Now she was here, on my doorstep, crying like the world had ended. It hadn't. Mine had already burned down. I just hadn't told her yet. Dinner wasn't the beginning. It was the confirmation. The betrayal had started months earlier, hiding in small delays and misplaced glances. The way her phone never left her hand, but never showed me its screen. The sudden interest in late workouts, new passwords, new silences. I told myself I was imagining it. I told myself love doesn't keep score. But love also doesn't rehearse exits. At dinner, when she asked her question, I saw it clearly for the first time. She wasn't asking for reassurance. She was offering me an audition. She had already chosen herself. I was just the variable she wanted to eliminate cleanly. Her eyes didn't plead, they evaluated. That's when something in me went cold. Not angry, not loud, precise. After I left the restaurant, I didn't drive home. I parked 2 streets away and sat in the dark, watched the world keep moving while I replayed every interaction from the last 6 months. The sudden weekend trips, the friend whose name came up too often, the way she flinched when I touched her unexpectedly. I didn't confront her. I didn't text. I listened, and the silence answered everything. I moved like nothing was wrong. That's the trick. People confess more to calm faces than to accusations. I checked our shared calendar, cross-referenced it with her work trips. Funny how often those overlapped with one particular hotel chain. Funny how one loyalty account can reveal so much. I pulled phone records, not messages, just timestamps. Patterns don't lie. Every night she claimed to be exhausted, there was a 30-minute call after midnight. Always the same number. I watched her when we met to exchange belongings, the way her hand hovered near her bag when her phone vibrated, the way she smiled at nothing. I smiled back. Inside, something tightened. I wasn't hunting revenge. I was hunting certainty. The confirmation came quietly. An email missent. Not to me, to our shared cloud account she forgot to unlink. A reservation, 2 guests, 1 room. The dates matched a weekend she told me she needed space. Space, apparently, has a minibar. I didn't rage, I didn't cry. I printed the confirmation, folded it once, slid it into a drawer. I wanted to see how far she would go before the truth cornered her. Turns out, not far at all. When she knocked on my door days later, I already knew why. He hadn't chosen her. She stepped inside, collapsing onto the couch like gravity had suddenly remembered her name. Apologies poured out, not specific, never specific. "I made a mistake," she said. "I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted." I listened. Then I reached into the drawer and placed the paper on the table between us. No words. She stared at it. Color drained from her face as recognition settled in. "You went through my things?" she whispered. I shook my head. "You left them behind." She cried harder then. Real tears this time. Grief, not performance. "I was going to tell you," she said. That was my favorite part. People always say that when the lie expires. I sat back, calm, detached. "I know," I said. "That's why you asked me for a reason." She froze, because now she understood. I hadn't walked out confused. I had walked out informed. She reached for my hand. I didn't move. "I chose you," she said, desperation sharpening her voice. "I'm here." I stood. "That's the problem," I said. "You didn't choose me. You came back because you weren't chosen." The room went quiet. Even her breathing seemed afraid. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. I paid my half of the bill that night, because I already knew this would cost me, I continued. Time, trust, illusions. She sobbed. I'm not angry, I said. I'm finished. That landed harder than shouting ever could. I walked to the door and opened it. She hesitated, waiting for mercy. I gave her clarity instead. You asked me for one good reason, I said. Here it is. I won't stay where I'm an option. She left without another word. I cleaned the apartment that night, not out of sadness, out of necessity. I threw away the photos, the plans, the version of myself that believed loyalty was mutual by default. I didn't block her number. I didn't need to. Silence is more effective when it's intentional. Somewhere out there, she's telling the story differently, making herself softer, making me colder. That's fine. I know the truth. And for the first time since loving her, I slept without waiting for someone else to choose me. I already had.